Casey York and I live in Indianapolis, Indiana with my husband Brandon, and I am so excited for you to be here today and go over my monthly recap and reset for the new month. So today is actually April 1st and I will be looking back on March, talking about what I did well, talking about what I could have done better, and then going and setting some new goals for a new month. And then I also will be budgeting for a new month and looking over kind of what we did well last month with budgeting and what we could have done a little bit better. Let's go ahead and dive right on into my monthly recap. So the month of March was a pretty exciting month for me. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be anything too crazy, but then I ended up getting an interview for a new marketing position. I actually started that job on Monday. I went in today and filled out some paperwork and things, and it's just basically going to be kind of a big transition for me because currently I'm working at a yoga studio. Well, I guess actually yesterday was my last day. But I was working at a yoga studio as the office manager and kind of like marketing manager, but like that wasn't my main title, was marketing. This will be completely focusing on marketing, and it will be a 9-to-5 position, where the position that I was working was only 30 hours a week. So I'm gonna be transitioning back to 9-to-5, which is a little intimidating. We'll definitely be like sharing the whole journey with you guys and all of that. We'll be doing a lot of 9-to-5 work weeks and just giving you guys some tips on how to still live your best life even when it kind of feels like you're working all the time. That is to say, basically, I interviewed and got the job, and I'm gonna say right now, I get a lot of anxiety when it comes to life change and quitting jobs and interviewing and all of that. So that definitely kind of took a hit on some of the goals that I had for this month. And I did not accomplish all of them because of that. The first goal that I had was to spend 1 hour every week learning something new. I'm gonna say I did this. I did spend some time working on some continuing education credits for my personal training certification, just so I can keep that up. And then stick to a lifting program. I am going to say that I did this. I will say it is not the program that I put together at the beginning of the month. I do think that I found a pretty good rhythm with working out. Currently, I am doing a shoulder and chest day and a back and bicep day and a leg day, and then I'm also running one day and doing just kind of a HIIT cardio workout one day. And I think that's kind of the groove that I've gotten into, and I am kind of okay with that groove. It's not exactly the lifting program that I had written for myself, but I think it is what is working for me right now. And if I don't end up doing exactly that, I'm kind of settling into being at peace with that and just doing what feels best when I'm working out, because that, I think, is just what I really need to be doing. And then finish the Aragon series. Yeah, I'm not done yet. I think I have like 30% left. I still have one entire book left to read. Those are very long, and I think that I have discovered that I'm kind of a slow reader, which I don't really know if I can change. I, at some point, was told that I have dyslexia, so I think maybe that makes me a slower reader. I don't really know if that's why, but yeah, it takes me a long time to finish books. And then journal before bed every night. As you guys can see on my journal tracking here, I did a pretty good job. This is definitely better than I have been doing with journaling, so I can't really check that off and say that I did it, but I think that I did a good job. And then post one TikTok every day. I was going balls to the walls hard awesome on this for the first half of the month, and then I went into preparing for the job interview and having to quit my job, and basically my mental capacity just went completely out the window, and I did not keep making TikToks. So I want to be a little bit easier on myself with the vertical video thing. I'm not going to push myself to do one every day, but if I can do one maybe once a week, that would be lovely. So maybe we'll continue working on that in the new month. But yeah, I did not post a TikTok every day. Go follow me on TikTok to motivate me to go and post more on there, because I need some motivation. And then you can see here on the side that I did honestly not the best on some of my habit tracking things. Working out, I don't want to be at 100% anyway, so I would kind of prefer that was up closer to like 70%. So hopefully we can get some more workout days in this next month. Obviously reading, I did a great job. I read every single day this month, which is good because I've been trying to get back into the habit of that recently. So very proud of that. And then going into looking at my subscriber count and watch hours. So as you guys can see with those, I did kind of okay. I'm happy with where I'm at with these numbers. I started with 84 subscribers at the beginning of March and I ended with 178. My goal originally was to be at 200, so I'm not too far off of that. I would say 22 is not like the worst in the world. I think that 200 was definitely reaching. So I'm very happy. Welcome to all of the new people here. I literally am so thankful for every single one of you that subscribed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And then watch time, I did not get to 2,000. Again, that was kind of a reach. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that I could get 1,000 hours of watch time in 1 month, but I mean, I did get like almost 700, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm at 1,679.6 and I wanted to be at 2,000, so not too far off. I'll take it. And then TikTok followers, which I kind of gave up on in the middle of the month. I did exceed 50, so I do have 52 followers on there, but I don't think I'm gonna set any goals for that next month. All of that being said, could I have done better? Probably. Is it okay that I didn't get every single one of these goals? Absolutely, because you know what? Life happens and I didn't know that I was gonna be interviewing and focusing a lot of energy on that. It is what it is, and let's just move on to a new month. So basically going into this month with me transitioning to a new job and adjusting to working 40 hours a week again, I am being really easy on myself and basically just setting goals that are going to support my mental health and just get me in a good headspace for the new life that I am living. So I'm not going to be setting any goals that are really focused on moving anything forward or, you know, pushing myself to do more. I'm just going to be doing things that support my mental health and make transitions easier for me. Because again, I don't like change, and no, I'm not saying that I don't like change. I'm changing my thinking in that. Change is kind of challenging for me. So I'm just gonna do things that are gonna support my mental health, which is a big tip for you guys. If you are going through a period of life where you have a lot going on and you're feeling overwhelmed, don't feel the need to set these crazy goals and change everything in your life and make all of this forward progress and all of your goals. Don't do that, okay? Know what's happening in the coming months and set goals that are actually realistic for that coming month. So for me, I set a goal to do a Sunday yoga flow every Sunday. So every Sunday I'm gonna roll out my mat, I'm gonna put in some good music, and I'm just gonna flow to the music, stretch out in a way that feels good for me, because that is such a huge thing for my mental health. It makes me feel so good. It makes me feel so connected to myself. It makes all of the anxiety and everything that I have just melt away. That is how I got through college. So I know that is a way that supports my mental health and makes me feel good. So I'm going to be doing that this month. Every Sunday, I'm gonna make it happen. And then I also want to try a new meal each week. This is kind of a pushing goal. I don't need to be doing this, and this doesn't really support my mental health, but I think it does give me something to kind of look forward to, which is a really important thing when you're working 40 hours a week. It's just nice to get off work and have something to look forward to. So I'm gonna try to just come up with some new things to eat. We really are stuck in kind of eating the same like 5 meals over and over again. So I really want to branch out and just try some new things, which is gonna take some planning and work, but I think it'll be worth it. So let's see how we're doing that one. And then I wanna practice gratitude each day. So basically I want to grab a separate journal where I just write down like 3 gratitudes for that day and just things that I'm grateful for, because I feel like when you're feeling overwhelmed and you have a lot going on in your life, it really helps to just stay centered on the good things in your life and be thankful for what is going right and what feels good and all of those things. I just think gratitude is just such a good way to come at life. And then I want to walk outside once a week. There are some walking trails close to where I am working, like within walking distance of where I am now working. So I'm super excited about that. And with me not starting work until 9 o'clock, I'm hoping on Wednesdays I will be able to go for a walk in the mornings. So that would be lovely. And if not on Wednesdays, then hopefully sometime over the weekend. As it moves into spring, I'm just really excited to get outside. And that is something that really helps my mental health as well. It's just to walk outside, and I feel so disconnected from being outside now because I'm like inside all the time and I kind of hate it. And then this is kind of something that I just need to get done time-wise. I need to start planning our backpacking trip. I'm hoping to do that sometime in June, so that gives me a couple months here to get that planned, figure out where we're going, get all the details centered around that, because planning a backpacking trip takes some work. So I will be taking you guys along on that process. I am so excited to go backpacking again. It's been far too long. And then this is kind of a cool and kind of a quote that I actually made my lock screen. I will try to have that link down below so you guys can use it if you want. But basically the quote is, "Don't worry about success or failure. Be content to learn." And that is how I'm going into this new month. With transitioning to a new job, there's going to be a lot of learning going on, and as kind of a perfectionist, I need to let go of the need to be perfect. It's okay to learn, it's okay to fail at things, it's okay not to succeed as long as you're learning. So that is really what I'm going into this new month with, just a spirit of learning, and hopefully that will go well. So I just wanted that quote like everywhere so I could just remember that. And then I have my 4 things that I will be tracking daily. So journaling, my gratitudes, and then working out and reading. That is that. And then I just have my goals for my analytics here. I would like to be at 250 subscribers and 2,500 watch hours. So if you guys can help me make that happen, that would be lovely. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. We're gonna go ahead and budget. Okay, so you guys know, if you've been following along for a while, that I don't go exactly into complete detail of how much we're spending on everything, but I do kind of let you guys know kind of what we overspent on and what we didn't overspend on. Phone, I just had that in wrong. Car insurance, that's actually unfortunately going up because we updated our address, and yeah, it went up, so that's kind of annoying. Music, for some reason I got charged for Epidemic Sound twice this month, which is kind of annoying. I'm not really sure why that happened. Groceries, we were under by $12.58, so we did a pretty good job there. That was probably still a little bit higher than I want it to be, but I don't know, groceries here are just so expensive. Like, gonna be honest, we spend like $700 on groceries every month, which is insane, but I don't really know what to do to keep that down. We honestly like eat all the food that we get. I'm really good about eating leftovers. We don't like go crazy on things. I think things are just more expensive here. So there's that. Eating out, we had $23 left, and I don't actually know why we have that much money left. Miscellaneous, we actually did a really good job on miscellaneous this month. That really just includes like random clothes, or usually things like oil changes or car registration or anything like that. So did a good job on that. So we had some leftover money because of that. And then I did actually spend a bunch of money on clothes. If you saw my most recent video on clothes, that did actually come from some savings that we had. So whenever I do anything like that, I will just pull it out of savings, put the amount that I'm going to spend into our account, and then transfer it out if there's any leftover from that. So for random things like that I kind of have savings for, that's what I do. And then we didn't save anything in our emergency fund this month or in our savings account, which is okay. Honestly, this month and this coming month have been kind of tight and will be kind of tight just because I'm not doing personal training right now, and I was working that job with only 30 hours a week, which is a huge reason why I was looking for jobs, because I didn't have that personal training money coming in, and we just like to have a little bit more wiggle room. We could always pay off a little bit less on our debt. We are paying like $1,100 on my student loans right now to have that finished up by the end of the year and then start saving for a house. But we would rather have it be a little bit tighter and make that goal of being able to pay off those student loans rather than have a little more wiggle room. But with me having this new job here soon, things will kind of be a little bit looser, so we have a little bit more spending money. But it was a tight month for sure. I am going to go ahead and budget for April now, and I kind of want to do this a little bit differently with you guys. I kind of want to actually walk you through what I'm thinking with it without actually showing you guys what's going on, which I know is kind of annoying for you guys, but you know, some privacy is good, right? So walking through here, how I figure out what we need to spend is, I know I've mentioned this in videos before, but I don't think last month I really talked about this. The way that we budget is every single month, anything that we make during that month, we do not spend in that month. So for the month of March, we each got 2 paychecks and we have not spent any of that money yet. What we do with that money is we immediately transfer it into a income savings account, and it just sits there until the beginning of the next month. And then we budget based off that money. This is life-changing. it is a life-changing way to budget because you are budgeting for money that you already have and not paychecks that you are probably going to get, and then you have to kind of guess what paychecks. Obviously, I understand that this is kind of a challenging thing to do because in order to set this up, you have to not spend any money for an entire month, and I get that that is really challenging. But we were able to set this up just going into adulthood. We had some extra money saved, so my husband and I were just able to kind of do that. Also, on that note, Brandon and I and my husband, we do completely share accounts, everything's shared, which is why I don't go into super detail of exactly what we're spending because my husband's accounts are all tied in with all of this. So, and obviously when I budget, I'm kind of the numbers girl and I like looking at numbers, so I will go and talk to Brandon after I set up this budget and ask him, does this work? Is there anything you think we need to spend some more money on? Is there anything coming up? Usually I'm kind of aware of those things, so I don't have to adjust it too much, but if, you know, there's anything that he needs to make me aware of, we adjust for that. So he is definitely a big part of budgeting as well, but I'm just kind of the nerd and I'm the one that likes Excel. So now that we have all of our income, we've transferred that into our spending account, I now know the amount of money that I have to budget for, so I am going to figure out how to make all of those things work. Okay, so I have my amount on the side here, and then I have to make the sum of my budget add up to that. Phone doesn't change, and car insurance I actually think I need to bump up a little bit, so I added some money there. I'm hoping that music is gonna go down just because I got charged already for Epidemic Sound, so I'm bumping that down. Car wash payment doesn't change, renter's insurance doesn't change. Fitness, we're actually not spending any money on gym memberships right now because we're both just using our apartment gym, so we're saving some money there, which is great. And then groceries, I'm looking back at last month. I think I might have to bump that up, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the funds to do that. And then I have gas. Gas is really expensive right now, but I don't think I need it to be as high as what I had it, so we'll bump that down. Based on what I spent last month, I kind of made it what we spent last month because we're probably gonna do about the same amount of driving. My commute now is actually shorter, so that's exciting. Electric, that is definitely, I'm hoping it's going to go down because we haven't been using the heat at all in the past month. I have loans higher than what they need to be, so I'm gonna bump that down to what I actually need it to be at. And then what I have left here is eating out and miscellaneous. Those are kind of the things that I'm usually able to play with the most because obviously we don't need to eat out a ton, and miscellaneous usually ends up being kind of fun spending. Not that we spend a lot of money on fun things, but you know, yeah, I have a little bit. So I am right now, I'm like $70 too high right now. And then I can take $20 off of our miscellaneous. So basically what I ended up doing was I took our electric payment down. Hopefully I didn't overestimate how much lower that's gonna be. If so, I can just take some money out of eating out or miscellaneous. And then I had a little bit too high for loans because I kind of set up like a practice budget before I got my last paycheck in, and I didn't end up getting as much as what I thought I was going to. So I bumped loans down by $100 and then basically made eating out and miscellaneous wiggle around until it ended up working. So I have the budget down now, and yeah, that's kind of how I budget. Basically, I look at the things that don't change, and obviously I can't change those, and then there are those things that kind of have a little bit more wiggle room, like eating out and just kind of miscellaneous fun discretionary spending. Those things I play a lot with. And then grocery and gas, obviously you kind of need both groceries and gas, so I don't play around with those as much. I usually just look at what we spent last month and kind of mirror that, and if we can, I try to bring those things down as low as we can, but obviously you can only change those so much. So I think that this month should be a little bit better spending wise. We do have a little bit more wiggle room, so I'm excited for that. That is gonna be everything I go over in this video. If there's anything that you guys would like me to add to these videos, maybe like my monthly favorites or what books I'm reading or planning to read, I don't really know what else. Maybe some fitness things. I kind of talked about fitness a little bit in my monthly recap, but kind of how I'm thinking about fitness or anything like that, Let me know if you would like me to go more into kind of my YouTube analytics and how that's all going. Let me know. I know I really like looking at those kind of things because I am into YouTube. So if you're interested in YouTube and want me to talk more about that, let me know and comment down below the thing that you are most looking forward to in the month of April. I love hearing from you guys. The more that you talk to me, the happier I am, because right now it kind of feels like I'm just talking to the void because most of you don't comment. So comment what you're looking forward to in April and like this video so that I know that you're out there in the void. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.